Good morning, welcome to Morning Outlook. This is Kim speaking on Tuesday the 3rd of March. So before I go on to the actual technicals, let's just have a look at the fundamentals for today. Australia, we saw the cash rate cut to 0.5% from 0.75%. Made me laugh at people talking about it being slashed. Well, 0.25%, hardly a slash, is it? Anyway, so there we are, a cut on the base rate there. Aside of that, that's happened at 3:30, and the statements come out since then. Since then, we've seen we've got G7 meetings going on, but we've seen comments and drafts of the G7 meetings, which may suggest that measures will be taken by all seven to try and stimulate the economies following the coronavirus breakout. So that may or may not, it's old news already before they've even done anything, because the very fact that it's already out there, or discussions are out there, what they'll actually do is another matter. But they're quite limited in terms of fiscal stimulus or any stimulus at the moment, because they've all spent so much. Monetary policy report hearings from 9:30 for the pound, so we may get some volatility as that comes out, but most of the data out there will be already well and truly out there, but we'll see when they speak this morning at 9:30, so beware of the pound. Okay, he says, give them to me. Right, euro dollar then, pushed up strongly again yesterday, solid continuation bar there. Well, this morning it's off a little bit, it's almost back to its 488 at this range, but in the whole scope of things, it's not back very much of a retrace. Looking at the price action here, it's actually putting a more significant lower high in, and well, maybe we've got a little bit more downside to be had. The S1 may be on target at some point with those prior highs, so there we go. Give it a bit of time. Post 8 o'clock, watch what's happening. On the upside, if it was to break, there's a trend across the highs here. If that trend line was to be broken, in fact, I can actually draw it today because I've not got the room running today, so I should be able to draw it, he says, and no, of course I can't. Let's try again. Don't ever try and do anything technical way. There we go. So across those highs there, if it starts breaking above there, well, we could be on for the continuation of this trend upwards towards R1, but at the moment it's looking soft, and as I say, confirmed lower high, which may see it roll over. One thing to watch out for: retail traders have been significantly short on some brokers on this for yesterday, and well, may still see a short squeeze. We saw one yesterday, I'm sure. May see some more, but at the moment, as I say, it looks soft. The pound, well, we've got news, I say news, but we've got old news, new news, whatever, but out this morning. Technically, it's well, in range yesterday, didn't really do too much, popping up at the moment as I speak. It's already run into that week, or just about run into that weekly pivot. May have more upside there. Looking I'm looking at that 30 minutes. Let me just switch this to an hourly so I can just see it a bit clearer. That's better. And what we've got here, well, it's just really a wedge-ish pattern that's sort of sitting there in a downward trend at this stage. So we've got to be a bit careful. Although the range yesterday was tight, lots of chop throughout most of the day there. But to the upside, if it breaks this 50, which is possible, well, that may be a proper touch, that weekly pivot, and there is a monthly pivot further ahead if it gets any legs. As I said, it's just so risky this morning with the hearings. Okay, dollar yen. Well, the yen showing more encouragement effectively to the downside here on the dollar yen, chopping around though, very bitty. Has got the weekly pivot still to be touched above, but you just see that there's a very range bound at the moment, and well, at the moment it looks like it's going to be pushing back up towards those highs there at 108.49, but stranger things have happened with this. But there wasn't any even, I was just looking, it did get back to, I was looking for those lows yesterday, it got fractionally short of those, but didn't diverge, of course, but well, so it didn't diverge technically in terms of a low, but look at the strength of the move has changed, and it's certainly erring towards that weaker side there. We'll see how it rolls through, but maybe a break of that 50 could see the yen soften against this dollar a little bit more and push up and towards maybe the daily R1, the weekly pivot, monthly pivot, all sitting up there, so potential but slow. Australian dollar, well, we saw rates cut, it's cheered things up if anything, but it's quite a limited move, but we'll see. There was some expecting it to happen, not this time, next time, but really didn't make a lot of difference. There is a trend line across the lows here which may be broken for further downside. It's pushing up, trying to get back towards that monthly pivot, got a little bit away from it. Maybe it'll pitch into it at some stage, but I still think fundamentally it's quite soft. The money's coming out of it from the center, from the bigger traders still. It's pretty weak. I'd rather be waiting for the break and see if it can break down a bit more significantly over a couple of days. Canadian dollar, well, pulled back quite solidly yesterday, back into those prior highs there, where we're seeing it bounce from at the moment. Sentiment really on the Canadian dollar is weak. From the bigger traders, analysis I did yesterday, maybe again with a trend line across the highs. In fact, it's better off looking hit this way if that breaks properly through those highs, which it may have already done. Let me just see if I can get a trend line on there. Yeah, it's just pitching through or just around at the moment. So yeah, if it can close above on this 60-minute, maybe it's got further upside, but as an intraday currency, it's not my favourite. Swing wise, is it in a swing at the moment? Not really. It's too indecisive where it sits there, but perhaps some might like it for back to the highs there, but too indecisive. Okay, that's pretty much it for me today. There's not a lot else there. As I said, we've got G7 meetings. You've got to be careful. I say careful, but aware that we may just get speakers coming out discussing things with the press. So there we go. Have a great day. Bye for now.